I've decided for the first one, for this week's first compositional exercise, I'm going to start simple and I'm going to create my own pentatonic scale. Now this is a great starting point for a lot of reasons. Pentatonic scales, they're one of the most frequently used compositional tools, and it can be found in almost all types of music, from standard Western music, Indian music, Eastern music, African music. A pentatonic scale in some form can be found in every single type of music. Most people are familiar with the major pentatonic scale or the minor pentatonic scale. But there's all different types of interesting ones. There's the McCoy-Tyner pentatonic scale. Any jazz musicians should be familiar with. It's basically where you play the pentatonic of the fifth over the one major chord. And that's some more complicated than we're really gonna get into. Again, this is not a music theory course we're trying to create. So what I'm gonna do is create a pentatonic scale, which is 5 notes at random from the chromatic scale. I'm gonna do this by old-fashioned arts and crafts, cutting up pieces of paper with all 12 notes on them, putting them in a tip jar, swishing them around, and just picking up at random. Now, other than that, there's no rhythmic stipulations, there's no harmony. You can use more than those 5 notes. You can have the whole 12-note chromatic scale to create any piece in any key, but the melody, particularly in this case we're going to use, will be composed of these 5 notes. There's no sequential order. We might get more into complicated, a more complicated set, similar to serialism, where the order of the notes was as important as anything, but we're not going to do that right now. All right, so I got my 12 notes all cut up so the camera can see if you saw this, and we're gonna draw them out. What do you think, Lou? All right, here we go. Note number 1, F. Look at that, get that in the camera. Note number 2, D. Ho ho ho. Let's see what else we got. C sharp or D flat. That's spicy. Now too, I know I could get really interesting with microtones, quarter tones and stuff. Again, this is week 1, we're starting simple. Oh, D sharp, E flat. All right, so one more. This is already looking like a pretty interesting scale. I mean, we have 3 semitones in a row with D flat, C sharp, D, and D sharp, E flat. So that's already gonna make us a very interesting little melody. And our 5th and final note, A sharp, B flat. I'm not quite satisfied with just those notes for a melody. What I'm afraid of is picking just 5 notes like that as inherently habits or personality things of mine might come out, which is fine. For performance and art, that's great. But right now, the whole point of this is to break ourselves out, deepen and challenge, add to this language that we have ourselves that we're creating. So, you know what? We're improvising, folks. We're adding to this. I am going to do a random adjective generator. I'm gonna come up with an adjective, and I think that'll give me some direction. So let's go up to the computer. So here I am on randomwordgenerator.com. I'm gonna click generate random words 5 times though, which makes sense. 5 times we're doing pentatonic scale, so why not? And it'll just be an extra level of random, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sneaky. Oh, that is a good adjective. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I just hit the jackpot with the adjective sneaky and the intervals that we got and the note combinations. Yeah, this is gonna be good.